Hello, in this video I'm going to demonstrate some of the basic and advanced search features within the SMARTree client. So in order to avail of those features, you just simply click on the search tab on the top of the client, and you'll see here you've got this area here where you can enter a search term. So you can simply start typing in a number of characters here, and when you do so, it will immediately find that information in our libraries. So here's our libraries tree right here. I'll just expand it a little. And it's finding right now, I'm just looking, for instance, for an epoxy material. And it's finding all the materials, whether they're composites or neat resins, or an analysis that may have used a composite. So it's all found right here. And so it's very quick. You can just type in a couple of characters. If you're looking for a model, for instance, you can find it right here. If you're looking for a strain gauge or whatever, you can find those quite easily in here just by typing in what you're looking for. So that's under the file name option. You can also search for smart tags. So if I wanted to find, for instance, my smart tags that were 3D materials, here they are right here. If I was interested in some fibers, here they are, some resins. Whatever I'm basically looking for in here can be done using smart tags. So going back to finding a particular material. So say if I was looking for a material. So here's a material right here, and I'm just going to bring it over here. And the reason you want to bring it over here is you can also search within the main body of your SMARTree as well. And to do so, you click on this object here. This is called SMARTree. These are basically, what are you looking for? In this case, I am looking within my libraries, but now I can also look, within my my material. So you can see in here, I put in a couple of characters. I can quickly find, for instance, all my units in my tree. It's still looking through my libraries, but it's also finding my units. So that's another functionality in here. You can search within your libraries. You can search within the tree you're actually working on. The focus button will focus on these particular entries as well. And if you actually wanted to just isolate the particular entries, what you can do is in here you can search under elements, and then what it'll do is in the SMARTree window itself, it will only display the characters that you're looking for and hide everything else. So that's kind of useful if you wanted to just find, for instance, the basic, find pieces of the tree, but not necessarily show all of the tree. So that's basically how search works in this particular, right in front of you. Basically, you have access to search. An advanced feature of search is basically where you can go in and do a bulk search. So that's done under here. And so this opens up another window, and this window is dedicated specifically to search. So let me just resize it so you can see it. And so in here, what I can do, this is an advanced search, and what this does is it allows you to search within all of your, all of your SMARTree. So for instance, if I start typing in, an epoxy again, now it's finding those files. But I can also search for smart tags, but I can even go one step further. I can look for elements within all of my SMARTree. So in this instance here, I may want to search, for instance, for a term material inside of these trees. So what it's doing here is it's looking through all of my trees, and it found the title, in this case, title called material. So this is kind of a nice way for you to find content within, within those particular trees. The reset button kind of resets your search and gets you back to square one. Another interesting feature in this is it has a replace option. So for instance, if I was looking for a term in my SMARTrees, like form, for instance, so here it found a title form, and so in here it's describing basically the composition of all these materials, like they're either a laminar or a fiber or whatnot, or a resin. So you can actually click on these entries. So for instance, if I wanted to change these entries right here, I can actually click on these entries and I can say, okay, I would like to change that value to something else. So what you can actually do is replace that. So if I wanted to replace that with fiber, for instance, I could actually replace that. So once you've populated the search term and the replace value, you'll see the replace icon opens up. By clicking on this object right here, what it'll do is you're going to now replace that bulk data, which means it's going to go into all of these trees and replace whatever value or title or even type you've selected here into a new attribute. And so this is a very handy way to not only find information and organize it in this table right here, but it's also very useful for doing bulk operations. So for instance, if you had a piece of information that was common to all of a selection inside your libraries and you wanted to say replace that entry to all of them at once, you can actually do that right here. And finally, if you're looking for a piece of information in your within your libraries, like for example, a particular value, you might be looking for a mechanical property, and you'll also notice here it does a pretty good job of actually finding what's already in there, even without you actually filling out the search term. The way that works is it actually uses the smart tags that are described as properties, units, and it looks through those smart tagged SMARTrees and pulls out the search term. So that makes it nice. You don't have to guess, what a title might be. It actually uses it sifts through all your smart tags and finds out what's already described. So in this case here, now we have all our mechanical properties. In this case, the longitudinal modulus, all pulled out right here, or Young's modulus for metals and whatnot. So all the information is available, by simply typing this search term in here, and it will search through every one of your trees and pull out the representative values. And then, for instance, if you do find something you're interested in looking at, you can simply double-click that, and it will actually open that up in the main tree, which is what I'm showing right here. So that's basically how search works. The basic search functions are right here under the search tab, and the advanced search functionality is right here under this advanced search option shown under files. Thank you.